Today is the House of Origin cutoff for bills in the legislature, and now the controversial tax on Washington's wealthiest residents is a step closer to becoming law. It's being dubbed the Millionaire's tax, and it passed the Senate 27-22 yesterday. KIRO 7's Allison Amoy joining us live now at the Capitol. And Allison, the bill does have a few hurdles still before it would reach the governor's desk.
Yes, Ellen, one of the hurdles is the governor himself. He says while a lot of progress has been made in the last 2 weeks on this bill, he wants to see more changes when it comes to the revenue from the Millionaire's tax and how it will be redirected to Washingtonians. Of course, the other hurdle is the opposition itself. We do know that this bill was aimed to help small businesses, but I learned today that many small businesses feel that this bill will ultimately hurt them. For or against, this is the big question around the Millionaire's tax.
Fixing our upside-down tax code, however, does drive that shared prosperity because investment is fundamentally pro.
But Patrick Connor, the National in Business, is hearing a resounding against.
We sent out a ballot to try and gauge their interest in supporting or opposing it, and right now it's running 98% opposed, less than 2% in favor.
Lois Cook is one of NFIB's members. She owns a 4-person company out of Vancouver, Washington.
We're an LLC that files as an S Corp, so all the business's earnings get passed through to our income tax.
How would the tax work? Well, the tax would be 9.9% on any income over $1 million. That includes combined household income, and earnings from some small businesses would be subject to this tax. So on $1.2 million, for example, you'd be taxed on $200,000 above the million. Not included is your home value or retirement savings.
Our primary concern is that a small business owner could be taxed on their business earnings, not their personal income, making it difficult to keep those small businesses here in Washington state.
We asked Governor Ferguson about the pass-through entities like Lois Cook's. This is what he had to say.
You're a small business, under my proposal, you're going to be receiving a massive tax break, right? And so, if you're an individual making over $1 million, you're going to be paying that, right? So there are less than 0.5% of Washingtonians who will pay it.
That would make us more likely to move to Oregon before we were to sell it. Because their tax is a third less than what this tax is in Washington.
Now, the NFIB tells me that the small businesses that would benefit from this bill if it were to become law are smaller startups, those that are grossing about $250,000 a year. The governor says that a lot more needs to be done before this bill hits his desk, including about $1.9 billion of the revenue going back to Washingtonians. Live in Olympia, Allison Amoy, KIRO 7 News.